it feel to be back and after sitting on the sideline for
It felt great.
Great. No, honestly though, I hate not, being out, not being able to help my team. I mean, it's nice being able to use your voice on the sideline, but it's nothing like being, out there in the trenches with them. So it felt good to literally just be back out there with my teammates and being able to smile, point at people for doing stuff. Like, it just felt good to be back out there.
And then Elizabeth, you've been playing through this whole stretch. Like, how great is the feeling in the locker room right now after snapping just this 8-game skid that you guys have been on?
Yeah, it feels really good. Sometimes there are games where, the stats, it feels like it's better, but it doesn't translate into a win. So it's nice for it to turn into a win for sure.
Elizabeth, just for you, I think a big strength of this team all season has been the post-to-post passing, but now with Ariel back, not only her, but a lot of contributions from the other guards, Rachel and Segi as well. What went right out there in terms of how that ball was moving around?
Yeah, I thought we played with good pace offensively and good spacing. Segi does a really good job of reading ball screens. But you can only do that if we're in good space as well. So just having an extra spacer, an extra slasher, and I thought we cut really well off the ball as well, and so that helped us offensively.
This is for either of you. You guys came out strong in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, you guys had a little bit of a slump. What was the messaging to the team? How did you guys overcome that, knowing the third quarter isn't always your best?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest difference were the paint points in the second quarter. We weren't getting in the paint, not getting as clean looks. So coming out, we knew the third quarter was really important. So we knew that we wanted to punch first, trying to get the ball inside. Mill was so great for us. So continuing to feed her and let her just do what she does.
I saw at the end of the game, you kind of like looked to the sky and like raised your hands. Can you just talk about like what that moment was, kind of what was going through your head?
Yeah, just breaking a losing streak. I've been in this league a long time, had winning streaks, losing streaks, but and knowing that all it takes is one. So sometimes just winning that one game, it just changes the mindset and the mentality and reminds us of what we're capable of.
Question for either of you. Just the moments down the stretch, I thought Rachel did a really good job of handling the pressure. Just wanted to get your assessment of just what you guys saw down the stretch.
Yeah, I'll answer that one.
Yeah.
I just think she, like you said, she handled the pressure well. I mean, it was her and E in that situation. And they're both good free throw shooters. So being able to kind of have both of them kind of in that instance and then be able to break out of it and find options on the backside. I mean, I think it just speaks to our poise kind of down the stretch. We've been in those situations before and we haven't been as great. So again, like we always want to look at the small wins within the game. And I think the way we handled that at the end, I'm proud of how we went out with that one.
Ariel, they're only up 9 with about a minute and a half left. I mean, there's a chance they can come back and you get the ball in your hands. Could you describe the mentality you had the first game back, kind of closing out with a couple clutch buckets? Also, what kind of shots were you looking for?
I think I turned it over.
Almost.
Yeah, almost turned it over. Right. Thank you for calling that, by the way. He called that. Honestly, just take care of the ball. And if there was an opportunity to go finish, I think at the end of the game, sometimes you can get tight and you think about trying to, wait for the foul. I think a lot of the times we think that way. So just being able to take the opportunities that were given to us, take care of the ball, and also meet passes and stick together and fight for a win. Like we have to fight for a win. We have to fight for everything that we get. So just fight for a win.
Knowing that, after an 8-game losing streak, how does the mentality change coming to practice the next day? And just are you more excited to come to practice the next day after that?
I mean, sure. Like I'm like cautious of saying that because I do think even today in shoot around, the energy was really good. And so that's the stuff that kind of feeds into games, and you don't want to be too high or too low. So even though it's one win, we want to keep doing the right things. So we don't want it to change our energy too much.
This was for you, Will. I just wanted to get your thoughts just on how it feels for you, just seeing your teammates just kind of all sticking together, just a win like this tonight. Just what does it feel like?
It feels good. I mean, our conversations were about playing with confidence. It's something Tyler talked about pregame. It's something we talked about in the locker room. Despite our record, I think, we're still pro basketball players. So you really want to come in with a mentality that you're really good at what you do. And I thought everyone did a good job of, despite like any turnovers or mistakes, still playing with a lot of confidence today.
Ariel, this was your first game playing with Sevgi. What did you like with her kind of running the offense, and what did she allow you to do offensively and also defensively?
Yeah, I actually played with Sev this past winter, fall, out in Turkey. So we kind of have rapport in that instance. But I think just bringing in another guard who has a PG mentality was huge for us. Obviously losing Sloot is a big blow. And people probably want us to stop talking about it, but I'm not going to because it's Sloot. But I think bringing in another point guard was really huge for us, and just Sev's ability to already mold to our team, I think is huge. And it says a lot to her character and her ability as a player.
And then I got one more. I'm sorry. 8 consecutive double doubles for you, 15 and 15 last game, 18 and 10 today. What's kind of been working for you? It just feels like you've kind of settled in here offensively over the last couple weeks.
Just playing aggressive. People are trapping our guards a lot more, so reading off of the short rolls, I think, has been really good. But yeah, I think just an aggressive mentality and doing whatever it takes to win.
I think the last game she had 28. You guys were very aggressive with like getting out on her every time she touched the ball. Just what were your just general thoughts of just the way your team matched up tonight?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job of initiating that early physicality with her. She does such a good job of creating separations, especially in off-ball screens. And so we just wanted to make sure that anytime she came off of one, that she was able to see multiple bodies in the area. And we just wanted to make it tough for her today.
Coach, what was kind of the energy, the messaging, everything after being able to snap this 8-game skid in the locker room? We saw Elizabeth kind of just take this big, relief after the end of the game. What's kind of the energy, and how does it feel for you to also just end this skid?
Yeah, relief for sure. But also I think that resiliency was kind of the messaging. We talked about resiliency just from how the course of the season has went, but also in game, in real time, being able to bounce back from those low moments, and of course of the course of the quarter, of course of the game, and not letting it derail, not letting one possession derail the next. And so that was the messaging going into the game. Coming out of it, I just spoke about how I thought we really did a really good job of handling the few runs that Washington was able to go on, and we turned it over a little bit too much there in that second quarter, but I thought we bounced back pretty decently in that third quarter. So,
Coach, getting Ariel back, of course, was a huge spark plug for this team. Aside from the obvious in terms of her 15 points and 5 assists, what else does she allow this offense to do in terms of moving the ball, even if she's not the one making the shot or recording the assist?
Yeah, I think she's another experienced ball handler out there, and so it takes a lot of pressure off of Rachel or Sev or Haley or whomever else is in there with her, and so it gives us more flexibility to put multiple ball handlers out there, which just kind of allows us to get a little bit more freedom in pick and rolls and things of that nature to be able to get downhill and handle pressure. And so, but I thought more than anything, just the rejuvenation, the energy for everyone else, just seeing her and all the work that she put in to get back and bounce back from the injury, just having her out there just was a huge lift for our morale.
You mentioned the second quarter turnovers. What was the message at halftime to get the team back on track? Because that third quarter was a lot better than.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the difference. It was kind of similar to the first game that we played against Washington here, in terms of we got out to a really good start early and they ramped up their defensive pressure, and it kind of put us on our heels and allowed them to get back in the game and ultimately win the game. And so we didn't want a repeat of that tonight. And so we knew we had a really strong start in the first quarter, and then second quarter they cut the lead a little bit, mostly due to the pressure they were able to put on us defensively. And so we just tried to own in on that coming out of halftime and being able to take care of the ball and understand that we do. When we have been taking care of the ball, it usually leads to good things on the offensive end.
You mentioned not letting one turnover kind of steamroll into 2 or 3. When there's about a minute left, you had the 8-second violation. How did you see the team respond to that and kind of move over that hump and kind of close out the game?
Yeah, I think execution continues to, we're continue to grow in that area. I think that. But I think that we did a really good job of buckling down after that and getting a couple of big defensive stops and able to handle it from there. But yeah, I think that that's an area that we'll continue to grow in, and I thought that we handled the pressure down the stretch pretty well.
Coach, you spoke about Michaela's versatility a lot. Obviously, she can guard, she could defend the post, but just can you speak to just the lift that she's giving the team right now?
Yeah, she's able to give us some versatility in different lineups. I think that's her greatest asset. But and then when she's able to stretch the floor and hit shots like she has the last couple of games, it just puts her on a different level and gives us a different level of energy. And so, she's physical, so she has that. She's able to absorb some contact in there and guarding bigger players. And so, the lift that she's able to give us defensively and offensively, I thought can't go underestimated, especially against a really good team in Washington tonight.
Elizabeth Williams with consecutive double doubles, 15 and 15 Sunday days are running together, 15 and 15, and then 18 and 10 today. She's a veteran presence that can just do a lot on the floor, but how impactful has she been here over the last week and a half? Because it feels like she's really settled in here.
Yeah, I think Liz had a really good season overall. I think that there's a stretch of games where she was struggling a little bit, but she continued to give full effort. And I think today, or the last couple of games, she's really set the tone from an energy standpoint, and she's picked up what we've missed from Angel being out, and I think that her and Camilla are continuing to find chemistry together. I think Maddie's been given a good boost as well, and being able to play off of her. Liz is just a savvy vet, and so she's understands her role, understand when her role needs to be elevated in certain moments. She's been able to rise up to those occasions throughout the season, and tonight her and Camilla being as dominant as they were on the glass and from a scoring standpoint certainly gave us a huge boost.